All right, family. Well, it looks like we are bringing the audio in, and for whatever reason, it doesn't want to start. This technology is what it is, and it is always going to be a problem. I was just sitting out with some other brothers, and they were doing a live, and YouTube started messing with their feed. And I want to tell you that when this truth is going forth, they do not want it heard at all. And those spirits that live inside of these machines, they will do any and everything they can to keep it from going forward. I tell you what. I tell you what. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So thank you, family. Again, we're going to start like this. Fair use is when we use articles of someone else's materials. We use it for news reporting, teaching, parody, but we're not making fun of it. We're not infringing on anyone's copyrights. We're not here to make money. And we're not here for fame or fortune. I pay attention to those of you who are actually looking at the site, but I'm not doing this for numbers. I'm not doing this for accolades or anything like this. I'm simply doing this because the Most High God wants me to put this word out there for his children. Now, I'll say this, I like doing things on the fly. I like doing things just as they are, and it is what it is. So as you see me working this gear, it is because I'm not preparing. I'm just going in, flying by the seat of my pants. I'm going to tell you like this. YouTube has a 30-day ban on us here. Yes, Hebrew Israelites, we have a ban. We certainly do, where we can't go live because we upset someone. So the same thing happened over on the Facebook side, where some people got a little pissed off at something that I said, and they all flagged the account, and the account almost got shut down. What they don't realize is that I've got a plenty backups, and so if I have to go to you and come to you each individually, I will come to you each individually and let you know, hey, look, we got to do the backup plan. If you want to watch the video, if they ever shut Facebook down, I will come to each and every one of you. I'm making a list right now of each of your names that have come through the site, and I will come to each and every one of you, and I will let you know where the backup is going to be, because we are in the time when the enemy does not want this word going forth. People get angry, and what you heard me say is that people have become keyboard warriors. So if they don't like what you're saying, then they'll all push the button at the same time, and your account is flagged. Like I said over there, if I use a name and it's not you, what are you getting angry about? If the shoe doesn't fit, don't wear it. So it was a situation where a bunch of people had the same name, and I said something, and people got butthurt over it. So thing of it is if it's not you, don't put the shoe on if you're not going to wear the shoe. And so sexual immorality is what I was talking about, and that's a real big problem today with a lot of people. I had a problem with it once. Most men do. And what it is it's a social. See, they make things socially acceptable, right? And then when you buy into it, and if they catch you, then they punish you for it. It's the same thing like alcohol, right? They make it available for you. You can drink it. You can be all involved. But then if they find you behind the wheel, they punish you for it. Okay, I mean it's like that with a lot of things. Maybe you shouldn't be driving, but still, you can be drunk in public. How many people aren't if they're leaving a club? I mean, if someone's leaving a club, they're probably going to be a little wasted. And if they got to go a couple blocks home, they're going to drive. They're probably not going to leave their car. And even if they did walk, they would get a drunk in public, a public intoxication or something. So they have all of these traps because it's about revenue for them. So the thing of it is that if Facebook ever decides that they want to shut the site down, or they want to do something, then I will have a way to contact each of you. and then you'll be able to find out. Now, I will tell you this: you can go to Brother Don or Bro Don, just BRO Don, Bro Don at israelmail.org. Bro Don at israelmail.org. Okay, so that's the email address for this. Bro Don, BRO Don at israelmail.org. And in one of these situations, I'll throw it up for you to be able to see it. Okay, so that's the email address. So if you ever figure out that we're missing, send me an email at brodon at israelmail.org. And that way you'll be able to get the link to wherever I'm going next or whatever I'm doing next. Okay, so you know, I was just talking about being accountable, you know, to people and to the Most High. We have to be accountable, family. There is not a time when we cannot be. We have to be at least accountable to ourselves if we're not accountable to anyone else. We need to be accountable to ourselves, the Most High, and each other. Because the scriptures tell us that we are to confess our faults one to another. This is the thing that helps keep us grounded. Okay, so you don't feel like you're so high and mighty above someone. It doesn't say confess your sins one to another. It says confess your faults. Okay, if you gossip, talk to a sister about it. It's a fault, not a sin, right? If you have a problem keeping your money straight throughout the week without blowing your check or something, that's not a sin, that's a fault. You got an issue. Talk to a brother about it. You know, maybe he'll have some advice on how to save your money or something. We're supposed to be accountable to one another. You know, we're supposed to be, so that if anything goes wrong with us, you know, we have someone to talk to. This is how we build our community. This is how we build our family. And we have to continue to read the scriptures, you. We cannot get to the point where we just do not read. So many people, and I got family that they won't read. They'll talk to you about scriptures all day long, but they don't read. I have other family that because they know them and they've read them, you know, they try to go off their memory all the time. But they don't read. You got to read. You have to read. You got to get yourself into a position where you're going to be reading the word. Okay. Now, I say this because we need to hold our feet to the fire, right? So these are the things that we need to do to stay up on the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. You know, we, the men, we're supposed to be traveling to Zion 3 times a year. Okay, right now the brothers are over in Israel. I saw Ashira posting this morning, you know, after they woke up. But they're 9 hours ahead of us. Okay, so, well, 9 hours depending upon where you are in the United States, but typically about 9 hours. Well, that would be it for me because I'm on the West Coast, so it'd be 9 hours, depending upon where you are. So he was broadcasting this morning, and he was showing how the brothers, well, I saw it this morning, where the brothers were just starting to mingle about, and it's evening for me, going to the afternoon for me right now. It's like 4 o'clock, so it's late at night for them right now, if not early morning. So they've, you know, all bedded down, but you know, they're in the land and they go to Zion and they sit around and they worship all night. And you know, I'm going to be there, you know, in April, Lord willing. I'm going to be there in April. for the next one. And I'm going to tell you, saints, I don't know how much longer we have, but we don't have a whole lot of time here. I mean, things are winding up real fast. We got a reprieve with Donald Trump. And whether nobody likes him or not, you don't have to like him. Just look at the fact that we still have a little bit of peace, because if one of the other candidates had gotten in there, they were talking about we were going to be at war. So we got a reprieve, and we've only got a couple more years. You know, we're in the midterms right now, so we've only got a couple more years of Trump left. And I can tell you, if you guys don't get down and work this thing and keep those Democrats out of the House, it's going to get bad. When the pimp get back in the house, because when the pimps got kicked out, when the pimps get back in the house, we, the hoes, are in trouble. Trust me. You got to know that it hasn't been good for us, right? And it's never been pretty for us. But we've had some areas where we've had some levels of comfort. And Israel, we've gotten comfortable here in this captivity. And just like, Christ said to the disciples, matter of fact, let me get that, because I was just talking to someone about this the other day, and let me get that. I got to get that. Okay, so I'm going to leave that right there, and I'm going to go over here, because I was just talking to someone about this the other day, and what happened was that we were having a discussion, and it was like, well, it never really dawned on me that he was talking about us. And so as we were having this discussion, now see, remember, we've been here before, okay? We've talked about this before, you and I. So in the last time that we were here and we were discussing this, we were talking about something else, right? So we've had this discussion on this subject right here before, when we're talking Matthew 24, Mark 13, and Luke 21, right, where at the end of the days, where his disciples came to him privately. Now he came unto his own. He came to his own. So he didn't go to anyone else. He didn't go to the Syrophoenicians. He didn't go to the Greeks. He didn't go to anyone but his own when he came unto his own, right? So here he is, right, sitting on the Mount of Olives with his own disciples, the brothers that he handpicked, that were hanging out with him, other Hebrews. Okay, so this is what you have to understand, Israel. They were sitting outside. Now I'm in the Hebrew Roots Bible, okay, on this one. This is my Hebraic Roots Bible. But some of you may not have this, so maybe do King James 1611. Or King James Amp with the Apocrypha. Let's do the King James with the Apocrypha, okay? That takes it out of the King's Good English, so most of you can understand. As he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples, the chosen, the highly skilled to study as a disciple, came unto him privately, right? Away from everyone else, because there's more than just 12 people following him. There was a throng always following him because of who he was and what he was doing. They said, "Tell us, what shall these things be? And when shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world?" Well, they meant the end. They meant, the end of the age, when he was going to return again, and that all this world be done away with. Okay, so that's what they meant. The end of this age, when he returns and his reign would start. Okay. And Yeshua said unto them, first thing he said was, "Take heed that no man deceive you." That was the first thing out of his mouth, okay? Which means that your spiritual discernment has to be high, your antennas have to be up, you have to be paying attention, because the subterfuge is going to be so high that even the elect might be swayed. Okay, remember we were talking about that. Even the elect might be swayed, not that they would be, right? But even the elect might be swayed because the subterfuge is so high. Has anybody seen that Project Bluebeam where they have whales jumping up out of the floor, looking like water, splashing around? I see a couple of them in a gymnasium. They've got a room now in China where it's like a theme park. Everybody's standing around. I don't have my phone here. Everyone's standing around and they're filming it, whatever. And you see birds flying across the room, and it looks like you're really somewhere, but you're not, right? You're just in a room. It's the Star Trek holodeck, okay? You see Captain Picard and Geordi LaForge go into a room, and it's just a bunch of squares, blue squares on the wall, and all of a sudden they say, "Computer, run simulation," and then the next thing you know, they're playing tennis. It's a holodeck. It's not real. Okay, but they've got this Project Bluebeam where they can make it look like something is real, make it look like something is really real. Okay, well, imagine if they do that in the sky with spaceships or aliens, or they can even do it with Yeshua. Say he's coming back. I mean, you really have to know what you're looking at to not get swayed. Okay, because they have a technology that is so far beyond that when they get ready to pull it out and use it, it's going to sway a lot of people. Okay, so men are going to be running around deceiving men with word and in deed and convincing people of this and convincing people of that. And he said, "Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many." There's going to be a lot of people out there saying, yeah, Jesus, he's the Christ. Yeah, sure he is. But they're still going to deceive people. He said, "You shall hear of wars and rumors of war." Remember, we went through this already, right? But I want to skip down. I'm going to read it, though, and we'll stop when I say, "See that you not be troubled, for all these must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Nation, people, ethnos, races, shall rise against nation, kingdom, king's dominion, country against kingdom. There shall be famines." We see famines. There should be pestilences. We got all kinds of diseases right now. That's what pestilences are. And my baby sister just told me in Detroit they got a disease they don't even know what it is. And Bill Gates just 2 years ago said that he was afraid that we were going to see disease X because we're not ready for it. Could this be it? Could that be it? Okay, disease X. They don't even know what it is. They don't have a name for it. They just call it X. We're waiting for it. It's disease X, okay? Earthquakes in diverse places. Don't we see that? Earthquakes followed by tsunamis in places that never had them before, right? So we know they have the technology to set off an earthquake, which would bring a tsunami if they want to, wash a place out. We know they can do this. All these are the beginning of sorrows. But then, here's the part. "Then they shall deliver you up to be afflicted." Okay, so the Christian church likes to teach that this is Christians that this is happening to. But remember, who's the audience? Who's he talking to? He's talking to his disciples who happen to be Hebrews. And they came to him privately. So he's not talking to anybody else but a group of Hebrews. When he said right here, "They shall deliver you up." You, disciple, you, Hebrew, you will get delivered up and be afflicted, and shall kill you. And you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Because you say you are of Israel, because you say you follow Yeshua HaMashiach, because you say you follow Yahweh, however you want to say it, they know who we are. So they are going to deliver you up and kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Okay? And many shall be offended and shall betray one another. Why are they going to betray one another? Well, because there's some people who don't like the fact that you claim to be who you are. And so when they go around a neighborhood saying, "Well, this is who we're looking for," somebody will say, "Well, they live right over there. Oh, I know him. He lives right down the street. Want me to get him for you?" Because many shall betray one another, right? And shall hate one another. And they'll turn each other in a heartbeat. You've got people snitching right now on each other because they're making it the norm. In society, they're making it the norm. You see something, say something. Remember that? They used to run that all the time on you. If you see something, say something. Tell the police. Tell the officer. They got your dentist, saying, "Well, look, if he's reading a Muslim magazine in your lobby, let us know. He just might be a terrorist." Okay, so they're looking to pin this stuff on anybody that they can. And trust me, they're going to be looking at us very shortly because we carry the word and the testimony of the Most High and his Son, Yeshua Messiah. Okay? And many false prophets shall arise and deceive many. But baby, don't we see that now? We got so many people running around talking about that they're this and that they're that, that they are the prophet of this and the apostle of that and the pastor of this and the leader of that. You know, I don't want to be. I told somebody a little while ago, I'm nobody. I don't have a following. I don't lead a group. Any of that. I'm just a simple dude. I'm just out here, a voice crying in the wilderness. You know, and if you hear my trumpet blowing from the tops of the wall, from the walls of the tops of Zion, okay. If you don't hear my trumpet, that's okay. Somebody else is blowing one too. But you know, I'm not the leader of anything. I'm not Malcolm X. I'm not Martin Luther King. I don't have a group follow. I have nothing. Okay, I'm just one dude. Because when it come time for me to throw my bug out bag across my back and break wind down the street, I'm all by myself. I don't have a group of people that I'm running to or running with. I'm all by myself. You know, because I can trust me. I don't have a bunch of brothers that I know that's here in my area that's doing what I'm doing. So I don't know if I can trust them. Them Negroes just might give me up to save their own skin, to keep from going into a FEMA camp or martial law or matching bracelets or handcuffs or whatever it is. You know, I can't trust them because I don't know them. I know what I do. And I know some brothers, but I don't know what they're going to do. Most people are just going to try to be safe. And they're going to do the safe thing, but it's not going to be. You're not going to be able to be safe, right? And because iniquity, 24:12, shall abound, or wickedness shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. The love is going to grow cold. Nobody's going to be caring about you. I'm saving my own ass. Be caring about you. Hell, you claim to love that, man. Go ahead and love that. Let's see how far it gets you. But what they don't understand is that when I die here, I'm going to wake up on the other side. I'll be fine. You won't. But he that shall endure until the end of what? The end of all of this, he shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom must be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. So this right here, this is what needs to be preached into all the nations. And after this is preached, then the end's going to come. Then there's the abomination of desolation. We've seen this. There's been many abominations of desolation. I believe personally that there's another one to come. But there has been one when they set pigs and stuff up in the temple already back in the day. When you therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken by the prophet Daniel stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand. Right? So that means that you have to go back to Daniel and read in Daniel what happened when the temple was when the temple got defiled, is what they did. Okay, so that was the abomination of desolation then. Let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let them which be on the housetop not come down and take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field turn back to take his clothes. Woe unto them that are with child, or to them that give suck in those days. You got a baby on the titty, and you trying to run, and your baby is screaming and crying because the baby wants the titty, or if you're trying to hide and they're looking for you and you can't get that baby to be quiet, you know what I'm saying, because the baby wants the titty. It says, woe unto them to give suck in them days. You're going to have a hard time. Right? So right now, you know, the issue that the brothers are talking about is Jacob's trouble. Just about everywhere you go and everyone you listen to, anybody of their salt anyway is talking about Jacob's trouble, because this is going to be a time that was worse than slavery. Okay? So in the last couple of days, I run across a few different videos of brothers talking about how this pastor shut down Bishop Nathaniel because he was hemming and hawing and sloughing on the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, well, you know, some people don't think that that's a real thing, but look what it says right here. It says, pray your flight doesn't be in winter, neither on the Sabbath, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. And except those days be shortened, there should be no flesh saved. But for the elect's sake, those days will be shortened. So this is the thing I wanted to share with you. Okay, so jumping out of there, going into here. Look, the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, thus speaketh the Lord God of Israel, saying, write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in a book. For lo, the days come that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah. See, that's the house being brought together again, being made one, saith the Lord. And I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. And these are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. You see that? And ye now see whether a man doth travail. And ye ask ye now, okay, ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Whether do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman travail, and all the faces turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke off his neck, and burst his bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him, but they shall serve the, I'm sorry, my things is clicking up there, but they shall serve the Lord their God, and David their king, whom I will raise unto them. Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith the Lord, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity, and Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be in quiet, and none shall make him afraid. For I am with thee, saith the Lord, to save thee, though I make a full end of all nations, whither I have scattered thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. You know why? Because we still got people running around here doing the hood thing. Nigga, I'm a gangster. Well, no, you can't bring that to over here. He's not going to let that come in. Dog, I got this, you know. So why is dude holding his loins? Because he's about to urinate on himself. What he sees is scaring the heck out of him. Okay? He's saying right here, are you not going to be like a woman in travail? You know, you can be holding yourself like, oh my God, because you're not going to believe what you're seeing. And it's going to be so bad. Your fear is going to have you so bad. Look, it's going to be like it has never, ever been before. And so when we talk about Jacob's trouble, the brothers are right. They're saying it's worse than slavery ever been. Look, I was telling someone earlier about buck breaking. Okay, back during the slavery times, they would take the biggest, the baddest, and this is the Willie Lynch thing. This is how they did it with Willie Lynch. They would take the biggest and the baddest ones, and they would take him and they would whip him within an inch of his life, draw him and quarter him to horses, and send the horses off in 4 different directions. But they wouldn't let him die. They wouldn't kill him. You know, they just wanted to inflict so much pain on him, take him within an inch of his life, and whip him and whip him and whip him. They have his wife standing there with his kids watching him. He's the biggest and the baddest, right? But they say, like, if this can happen to Big John, boy, it can happen to me. And then they flip him over, tie him down, and then 4 or 5 big white dudes will take their turns screwing him in the butt, sodomizing him. This is called buck breaking. This is how they break bucks. And Willie Lynch said it in his letter. He said, listen, if we do this right, we'll never have to do this again, because it'll reset itself in perpetuity. And just look at where we are today. Look at what we got going on now. Has it not been resetting itself and resetting itself and resetting itself? Look at our neighborhoods, resetting itself, resetting itself, resetting itself. Every time we get ready to rise up, Esau does something to wreck the community and bring us right back down. Okay? There's been more than one Black Wall Street. And every time that we get ready to come up, we get broke right back down, right? We do, right? Okay, there were many Hebrew Israelite enclaves after the Civil War, when Negroes were so-called freed, right? After everything settled down, they went and tore every one of them up. They shut it down. It wasn't time for us to come together that way yet. It wasn't time for us to do that yet. We couldn't do that. But see, but we're in a time. We're coming. We're close. I tell you, if we have 2 years, 3 at best, if we got that much time, you better be getting ready. Okay? The wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous. Okay? So all these preppers and people who got these secret bunkers and stuff, you probably be running through the woods, you know, after they all get gassed or whatever. You probably and stumble upon one of them, so you and the Father will have taken you there, so you have a place to rest and eat, just like David. Remember when David was running from Saul? David was being helped out by his enemies, hiding out in his enemies' lands to save his life from Saul. So it could be like that. But I can tell you, if you are in a city right now, in a big city, you want to come out of that city. You want to come out of the city. And I don't expect there's going to be a mass exodus of all black folk trying to get out of the cities, because you guys have gotten comfortable, Israel, where you are. Hell, I'm comfortable where I am. I got guitars, basses, drums, keyboards, all. I'm comfortable where I am. But you know what? Remember when the fire hit? Remember what I said to you when the fire hit? I walked right out that door, didn't I? I said, if I come back and it's all melted, so be it. It's just stuff. I got family saying, sell it, dog. Get the money. Look, this is not going to be worth anything. It's just material things. I use it. They're tools. They don't mean that much to me. My soul means everything. I'll walk away from this in a heartbeat. You know why? Because when everything kicks off, I read some scriptures. They're going to kick in people's doors just to take their stuff. So if anybody thinks that this is worth anything, they can come in here to try to get me and take it. So what? If you better get it in your mind now, people are going to be dying around you. You're going to be looking at death on a real basis. It's going to be everywhere. Everywhere. Your mama could die in front of you. Your sister could die right in front of you. And if you stand there and weep, you could be next. You better get your hot foot on. Look, everybody better start getting in shape now. You don't have much time. I'm telling you, the sense of urgency is on. Okay? Get ready for it, because it's coming down. It's all coming down. Right? This is, like the scripture said, this is just the beginning of sorrows. He's going to make a full end of the nations. Everywhere he has scattered us. Right? In order to bring us home. He's going to make a full end of the nations. And don't you think that America, with her wicked ass, is not going to get a nice big hit. Okay? So you don't want to be anywhere where when the bombs start dropping, you're going to get smoked out too. Right? Now, I'm not saying that the Most High can't put a cover and a shield around you if a nuclear bomb goes off, that you'll be saved. We live in a natural world, and that's a supernatural thing for him to do. But you got to be really special to him for him to show you that kind of mercy. What have you done for him lately? Who are you according to his word for him to do that for you? I can tell you, I was in a building one time that got shot up. My innocent, not knowing anything, but I think I was 15, not knowing anything. I was standing at a jukebox. Dude came in and just blasted the place, blasted the place, right? This is all I remember. I was standing at the jukebox, and then the next thing I know, I wasn't there anymore. Me and the jukebox was somewhere else, but I was stuck at the jukebox, just looking at like this. The whole room around me disappeared. I wasn't there anymore. It's not the first time this has happened to me. And then it seemed like I was waking up from a dream, and the room came back. And when I realized I was standing in front of a jukebox, I turned around and I looked, and there was nobody in the place. I was standing there by myself. It was a hobby shop. We used to race electric cars around the track. And I was in there. I was on where the hell everybody go? I'm 15 years old. Where everybody go? And then my boy, Eddie Wold, came busting through the door. Man, you still in here? Man, come on. We got to go. I didn't even know where so I was okay. And I went out the door. And as we driving away, he's telling me what's happening. I still to this day don't understand. But I know this much. The place got blasted. And I'm still here. And all I remember is standing at that jukebox, and something took me away. I can't say it was the Holy Spirit that reached out and picked me up and took me away. I can't say that it was Yeshua Messiah himself that picked me up and took me away. I can't say if he sent one of his ministering angels, or if my ministering angel set a shield or a hedge about me, or whatever happened. All I know is that that room disappeared out of my peripheral vision. There was nothing there. It was black out here in my peripheral. It was all black. And I just remember staring at the jukebox as if I was in a trance. That's not the first time that trance has happened to me, but I was in that kind of a trance. And I read about those things in these scriptures when our brothers say that I was in a trance on my face. Okay, so whatever you want to call it, however you want to call it, I'm just telling you what happened. Okay, so you could think that that could happen to you, but what have you done lately? I don't expect that to happen for me. I've done some wicked things. At that time when I was 15, I was a young innocent. I didn't know anything. I hadn't done anything to harm anybody. I was a young innocent. And how many times do we hear the old folks tell us that God protects babies and fools? Well, I wasn't a baby, so I must have been a damn fool. He protected me, though. Okay, so I'm older now. I've done some wicked things. I get up every morning. Like this morning, I'm praying. I'm asking for forgiveness. I'm on my knees trying to get my repent on. Repenting for myself and repenting for my fathers who've gone before me and my ancestors. For the reason that we're in the condition that we're in, asking the Father to save us because I don't know what's coming. And these scriptures tell me that we're going to be in trouble, y'all. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to get emotional, but these scriptures tell me we're going to be in trouble. It's going to be worse than slavery. So they was hanging brothers. I've showed you the hanging tree. They was hanging brothers. This morning I posted a video. You guys have seen this video of this so-called white missionary over in Africa beating up on this Ugandan man in his hotel. You see, we've never been able to speak. We're not that kind of people. You know, but when we speak back and we rise up, then somebody say, well, now you're getting mad, right? And when we ride on them, then we're terrorists and we're wrong, right? But you can do anything to us. You can gun us down in the streets. You can shoot our mothers. You can shoot our sisters. You can do anything you want to do to us. But the moment we stand up against you bastards, then that's when you want to come at us all wrong and say that we're terrorists. We get one brother in Texas that took out 9 of you bitches. And you want to say all of us are him. We're all not him. He just got fed up. You know what? You could take me out. You could take me out. Because when I wake up on the other side, I'm going to be with the Father. You could get mad at me and you could kill me for saying this. But when I wake up on the other side, I'm going to be with the Father. That's all right. My scriptures tell me to fear, not to fear him who can kill the body. Give a damn about you. You can kill the body. My scriptures tell me to fear him who can kill both body and soul. That's who I fear. And I'm not trying to have my soul be smoked up. I'm not trying to go into a lake of fire. Look, you guys, I read to you in Ezra a couple weeks ago what happens to the soul when it dies and how it broke my heart to know that what happened to my father. Because I know when I read to Ezra what happens to the soul when it leaves the body, Ezra asked the angel told him, this is what happens. And I said, oh my, my dad. Because you see, my father left here a full-blown warlock. Ezra, second Esdras. Second Esdras, we're going to come back to this. Where did I leave off? We're going to come back to this. 30, 10, or 11, something like that. We're going to come back to this. But I got to show you this. Let me get over here. You hear my dogs barking outside. Don't worry about it. Okay, second Esdras. I think this has it. But if it doesn't, the pseudepigrapha has it. Yeah, right here. Second Esdras. Look at this. God has given straight commandments to each as came what they should do to live, even as they came what they should observe to avoid punishment. Okay, that doesn't do it for me. So I'm gonna open the pseudepigrapha. Okay, and let me get it out of here. I gave it to my sister earlier. We were talking about this, and there's some people who you have to do everything for them. My baby sister, I love her, but I got to give her a lot of help sometimes. Okay, so this is what the pseudepigrapha says. I told you guys where this is. You should have it. I'm not going to bring it up. For God strictly commanded those who came into this world. In other words, before you came into the body that was in your mother's womb prepared for you, you were standing with the Father, And before you got into there, before he put you in there, he told you what you needed to do. Listen, for God strictly commanded those who came into the world when they came. That means when they put you in your mother's womb, when they came, what they should do to live and what they should observe to avoid punishment. In other words, how you're supposed to live and what you're supposed to do in this life so that you don't end up going to hell. He strictly gave you commandment before he put you in your mother's womb how to live this. If you haven't seen, go see the video that I did on fallen angels. Go see that one. Remember the fallen angels, that is. Go watch that video. I'm talking about this in there because this is what was going on before they got into the body, right? Right here in 2nd Esdras, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, this all keeps folding in on itself. It all keeps folding in on itself. There's nothing new under the sun, right? These line upon line, precept upon precept, out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, my word is confirmed. They're all saying the same thing from the beginning of the book to the end of the book, that we're a wicked and sinful nation, and this is our basic instructions before leaving earth. This is how we make it back home, okay? But it's not just this book and the scrolls. They're extra biblical, extra canonical books that were taken away from us, okay? So I'm not out here. I'm not a part of a camp. I'm not going to be a part of a camp. I don't want to be a part of a camp. So I'm not out here trying to get anybody to join a camp, follow a camp, whatever. What I'm trying to get you to do is read your dang scriptures for yourself. Okay? You are the people of the book. It's not about being, from Israel or denouncing Africa or none of that. It's about none of that. And everybody's using all these different tools. Go back to Ghana, go back to Uganda. Everybody's using all of this stuff to keep your mind clouded when all you really need to be worried about and paying attention to and concerned with is these scriptures, keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments on your own. Believe the book from the beginning of the book, the Torah and the prophets, all the way down to the New Testament, understanding that the apostles didn't have a New Testament. Everything that they taught and spoke about came out of the Old Testament, yet we still use that new one to confirm the old one. So you can't kick off the New Testament and say the Messiah doesn't live and that he's not relevant. It's all relevant. All of it is relevant, but you need to use it as one and understand that this is your ticket home. This is your passport, baby. You need to know what's on the pages. And if you don't know what's on the pages, you probably are not going to make it home. He said you'll be cast in the outer darkness where there is weeping and gnashing of teeth. The righteous are going to scarcely make it in. I had a Bible one time that said the righteous will barely make it in by the skin of their teeth. I fell out in the middle of the floor crying like a baby. Me and my boy Clifford Jackson babbling in Hollywood. I got a contract with Motown at this time. I'm laying in the floor in Hollywood babbling on the floor because I realized there's no skin on my teeth. There's no skin on your teeth. If you're gonna barely make it in by the skin of your teeth, that means you're probably not gonna make it. Scared the hell out of me. The Father has a way of waking you up to his reality, okay? And his reality is not man's reality. Man's reality will get you lost. Stop following men and start reading for yourself. Jeremiah 30:11, for I am with thee, saith the Lord, to save thee. Though I make a full end of all nations, whether I have scattered thee, yet I will not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee in measure and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. That means you're gonna get a whooping, right? That's what daddies do. They spank your butt. I'm not gonna leave you unpunished because you've been a bad boy, right? But I'm still gonna bring you home. Okay, now you got out there. I let you get out there. I let them have their way with you, right? And then when I took their hands off of you for a little while, then you started acting like you was all about that and like you're smelling your own stuff, like you got something about yourself. So I'm going to bring you home, but when I bring you home, I'm going to put you in check and let you understand who you with now. You with daddy. You got to behave. So you're going to put down your false idols and your bling bling and your gold things, and you're going to come in here and act like you got some sense, or you're going to be cast into outer darkness where there's weeping and gnashing of teeth. Now, we already know in Scripture that and the brothers teach this, 2/3 of us are not going to make it. Okay? So just about everybody you know is going to be dead. You might find it is just you and Ray Ray from down the block. On your block that made it, period. Everybody else has been smoked. Why? Because they wouldn't let the madness go. He's looking at the condition of your mind. The Greek translate the heart into the mind. I've said this to you before. The heart knows nothing. It's just a muscle that pumps blood. That's all it does. It knows nothing. It's just a muscle that pumps blood. Oh, I know your number by heart. No, you don't. You know it by your mind, by your memory. Okay? Now listen. He's going to be looking at your emotional state. Are you willing to serve him? That's what he's going to be wanting to know. Are you broken enough that you will allow yourself to be led by your king? Or are you going to be like some other people I know and be smelling yourself and be like, I'll tell God when I see him. I'm scared of you when you want to tell God when you see him. Because I know what he's going to say to you when he sees you. Me, I'm going to be on the floor trying to be as close to the dirt as I possibly can, become a part of the dirt because I'm afraid to look up. I'm going to be seeking mercy. And when if and when I do get stood up, I'm going to be afraid until he gives me that peace that passes all understanding, because this is the creator of the universe. And you've heard me say before, he doesn't have to think about it and you're gone. He could sneeze and you be gone. He could chew and you be back. You're gone. Chew, you're back. Chew, you're gone. Chew, you're back. You're gone. Chew, you're back. I don't have to think about that. That can just happen. Here, gone. Here, gone. Here, gone. But with him, when you're gone, you're gone. He's done with you. There's a scripture that I read. Go watch the video. I'm not going to try to find it right now. He says right here, I am not going to be sad at all about all the people who are going to be perished. I'm only concerned about, and my happiness and my glory is going to be for the few that made it. Why should I worry about them? They weren't worried about me. He said, listen, when patience runs out, patience is over. When love runs out, love is done. It's judgment time now. Now it's time for a spanking. There's no more talking. There's nothing you can say to get out of this. It's time now, baby. Patience is over. When my patience was running, you was taking your time. You thought this was going to last forever, huh? You thought you was going to always be able to just use my patience like this, right? Well, patience ran out. Now it's time for judgment. But I thought you said you love me. Love is over, baby. Now it's time for judgment. I was waiting for you. You didn't show up. My love was out there for you. You didn't take it. Now it's time to pay the piper. You dance to the music. Now it's time to pay the piper. Oh, now you want to cry. Okay, you can cry. Let's see how fast them tears get soaked up in this heat I'm about to send you to. 30:12, for thus saith the Lord, thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound is grievous. That's this thing that you've created. You've got this canker sore that I can't cure this. I've given you so much time to try to get this together. I'm not going to even try. You know what? You wanted this wound, because if you didn't, you would have done what it takes for it to heal. But you didn't do so. So, you know, in another scripture, he says, why do I keep beating you? Why do I keep smiting you? You're never going to change. There's no point in me just to keep on. I'm tired of whipping you now. Now it's time for judgment. Let's go. Come on. Let's get in the fire. Right? There is none to plead thy cause that thou mayest be bound up. Thou hast no healing medicines. All thy lovers have forgotten thee. They seek thee not. For I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thy iniquities, because thy sins were increased. Why criest thou for thine affliction? Why thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thy iniquity, because thy sins were increased. I have done these things unto thee. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all they that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. For I will restore health unto thee. He's restoring the health unto the remnant that's left. Okay? Because as you can see here, everybody else is getting taken out. He said, I'm not going to leave you unpunished. I'm going to take care of you first. And then I'm going to go take care of the people who put their hands on the apple of my eye. And when I'm done with them and the ones that I took out, I had some wheat. All the wheat grew. Then I had some tares that grew. Right? But then I had some tares that grew up next to some wheat. And some of my wheat thought that they was tares. They started behaving like weeds. They started, living like weeds because weeds is living right next to them. But there's some true wheat in the middle of here. And they get separated out. And so the wheat that's like the tares all get bundled up together so they can get burned up together. And he's saying right here, I'm going to take care of them. But then I'm going to have a place where I'm going to heal your wounds. He says in 17, for I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thy wounds, saith the Lord. Because they called thee an outcast, and I'm not talking about the rap group, saying, this is Zion whom no man seeketh after. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will bring again the captivity of Jacob's tents, and have mercy on his dwellings, and the city shall be builded upon her own heap, and the palace shall remain after the manner thereof. So here you have the Father right here going in to heal his people, okay? And out of them shall proceed thanksgiving and the voice of them that shall make merry, and I will multiply them, and they shall not be few. I will also glorify them, and they shall not be small. Okay, so you see there's a remnant that's saved out of this, and then he's going to grow out of the remnant. Their children also shall be aforetime, and their congregation shall be established before me, and I will punish all that oppress them. Okay, and their nobles shall be of themselves, and their governor shall proceed from the midst of them, and I will cause him to draw near, and he shall approach unto me. Who is this that engaged his heart to approach unto me, saith the Lord. And ye shall be my people, and I will be your God. Behold, the whirlwind of the Lord goeth forth with fury, a continuing whirlwind. It shall fall with pain upon the head of the wicked, and the fierce anger of the Lord, or the Most High, shall not return until he has done it, and until he has performed the intents of his heart. In the latter days ye shall consider it. So in the latter days, what are you going to be considering? You're going to be considering what this whirlwind is. You're going to be considering that fierce anger that's not going to return until he has done it. You're going to be wondering, wait a minute, he's going to do what? With what? How? In the latter days, you will consider it. We're in those days, and this is what we're talking about now. There's not one place that I can go where my Hebrew brothers are hanging out. There's not one of my brothers that I can't talk to right now. When I mention the whirlwind, the subject changes. And the brothers understand. Now, see, this is not something that you're going to have in common conversation. That will be a conversation just like when the disciples came to Christ privately, sitting on the Mount of Olives saying, hey, look, man, tell us what's going to be the end. What's going to go on? What's going on? What's going to happen? When they came to him privately. When you sit down and you start having these conversations, this is the stuff that we go behind closed doors for. This is the stuff that we sit down and we talk amongst ourselves. Okay? Psalms 31:7, a psalm of David. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. For they shall soon be cut down like grass, and wither as the green herb. What's going on here? This is the Father coming to take care of his kids. Okay, this is David speaking a future prophetic psalm. Okay, even if it was for him at the time, it's for us also right now, because look at what we just read. Okay, in Jeremiah, which is a future prophecy for us in the latter days, right? How many scriptures have you read that said it was for a time afar out? Not for you right now. Write it, seal it up. It's not for you right now. It's for a time afar. We're that time. We are that time. The seals are being opened and our understanding is being increased. We are that time. This is us, family. This is us, mishpachah. And it's time to, like my grandmother used to say, shit to get off the pot. Okay? If you don't have to boo-boo, boy, pull your pants up and get off that toilet. That's what she would say to me. But when the grown folks was hanging out with themselves, they would say shit to get off the pot. They'd be sitting around playing cards, or, they got their little drinks around the table or whatever. And you gonna play your hand, man? Boy, you better shit to get off the pot. Playing dominoes. Study long, you study wrong. Figures of speech, soliloquies, allegories, that's what they're saying. But it means what it means. This is the Father about to come and wrap it up for us, okay? They shall soon be cut down like grass and wither as the green herb. Trust in the Lord and do good. So shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he will give thee the desires of thy heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Rest in the Lord, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. Do these heathens not have some wicked devices? Think about what they're planning with 5G. Okay, all right, okay. Remember when Barack Obama said we've mapped the human brain? He was talking about an article in a newspaper where they had already said that they knew what frequencies turn you on and turn you off. They got MRAPs that can do this. Sound cannons that can drive you crazy. Well, 5G not only knows how to drive you crazy, but it can drive you crazy. So let me explain what I'm saying to you, because you probably don't understand. If you have an issue with sexual perversion right now, they know what frequency in your mind to turn on at 5G to make you uncontrollably, insatiably sexually oriented, where everything you see, you want to screw. Male or female, all you want to do is get your screw on right now, because that's what's going on in your head. They know what frequency will turn you into an insatiable killer. You will just go out there and just want to kill, because and for the zombie move, they know what will make you go out there and just chew on somebody. You've seen they've got the drugs. Just imagine with that Flocka drug. You see how they chemtrail us day after day after day after day? What if one of them individuals up there in them planes just sprayed a bunch of Flocka over a whole area one day? And it comes down at night. And whoever's outside is inhaling this and whatever. And now do you hear what I'm saying to you? They're spraying this stuff in your air. You idiots don't even look up and see it. You say, oh, look at the clouds. Clouds do not come out of the back of planes. But you won't go to the polls and vote for these people to stop doing this stuff. You just let it happen. And they're going to do it. Listen, they're going to do it in our neighborhoods against us. They're going to use this technology against us. And if you don't have the covering of the Most High God of Israel, you're going to be subject and suspect. There's going to be a lot of death going on. You're going to see blood running in the streets. I'm not telling you to get a gun. I'm telling you to learn how to pray, get your bug out bag together, and get out of the cities. They're going to start in the cities. Anywhere there's a major metropolis, and especially a high concentration of black folks, they're going to start there. Guaranteed. Why? Because the scriptures say so. They're coming for Jake. They're coming for Israel. And my brother said the other day, I don't follow these camps, but if one of the brothers inside of a camp says something that's relevant, that resonates with me, I listen to him. Right? He made a comment, it's going to be a day when it's not going to be cool to be a Hebrew. Because like we read in Matthew, they're going to betray one another. There he is. I know he lived down the street. Oh, the dude in the funny costume to be preaching on the corner. Yeah, he right down here. They're going to turn you in. They already know who we are. So the ones who don't like us, they're going to, because you'll be hated of all nations for my name's sake, they're going to turn you in. They're going to be coming for us. It's going to be like no other time you've ever seen. Okay? So this man got some wicked devices, and he's going to bring most of them to pass. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. Right? So see, and I got to be honest. Like I told you, I'm gonna be accountable. I got a problem. You say something to me, and I get mad. I want to go upside your head. See, I've been fighting all my life. And I am asking the Father and dealing with the Father to help me work on my ability to just to stand quiet. I used to be more prayerful in my younger days. But as I got older, and I told you about the story earlier about the policeman in Riverside who had me and my brother, trying to put me and my brother on the ground, and we all dressed and we out here working, looking like businessmen. He trying to put us on the ground. So I have an issue, I don't play well inside the lines because I see what's happening. But there's coming a day where we're going to have to not be quick. And I was praying to the Father this morning, my main prayer, the reason for my repentance, the reason for my asking him this morning was help me be slower to speak and quicker to listen. Give me the right words for the right person at the right time. Because now is not the time to have that militant attitude that I grew up under. Now is not that time. It says so right here. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. For evildoers shall be cut off. But those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. You got to wait a little while, and then there won't be no more wicked. Right? Yea, though thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. Okay? The wicked plotted against the just, and gnashed upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. He's laughing at him because, I say, I'm going to get you. You messing with my kids. See, I'm going to get you. You know how daddies are about their children. It's like, I see what you're doing, homie. Yeah, yeah. One day, I'm going to catch you slipping one day. I'm going to get you. You know how daddies, it's just what it's saying right here. I see you messing with my kids. I'm going to catch you slipping at the car wash. I'm going to peel your cap. And when your cap get peeled, you're going to know. So he'll laugh at him, and he see his day coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword, and they have bent their bow, and cast down the poor and the needy, and to slay such as be of upright conversation. Because you say that you are about the things of the Most High, they will want to kill you. Because you tell them the truth, the upright truth, they want to kill you. Because you're exposing their evil. See? And nobody wants to have their truth put out there. Like, I just went through this. I told the truth on somebody. Okay? Now, I made a comment about them that may not have been true, but the rest of it was, because it was happening to me. So I know that it was true, because it was happening to me behind you. And my anger caused me to call you a name. And so that's what I was praying to the Father about. Make me slower to speak and quicker to listen. Give me the proper words, because out of my anger, out of my hurt, I said something. And I need to curtail that, as the scriptures say, right? Their sword shall enter into thy own heart, and their bow shall be broken. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bow shall be broken. A little that let's see, a little that a righteous man has is better than the riches of many wicked. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord uphold the righteous. The Lord knows the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time. In the days of famine they shall be satisfied. So remember, Joseph was in Egypt, and the famine hit the land, right? And everybody was flipped out behind the famine except Joseph. And he was the only one that knew how to make it happen, because the father was telling him what to do. So when the famine did hit, not only did Egypt prosper, but Israel was taken care of as well. Okay? But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume into smoke. They shall consume away. See, when fat hits the fire on the spit, it just goes and it's gone. Smoke. Gone. Okay? The wicked borroweth and payeth not again, but the righteous showeth mercy and giveth. For such as be blessed of him shall inherit. For such as be blessed of him shall inherit the earth, and they that be cursed of him shall be cut off. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. See, that's what I was praying this morning. You be the director of my path and the guider of my feet. The steps of a good man are ordered. Okay? Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand. Okay, we're not perfect. We're going to stumble. We're going to fall, but our daddy got us. Not because we're wicked, not because we're evil. We're not. Sometimes we just react out of things, but I have to learn, and we have to learn how to control our reactions. Okay? I have been young and now I am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. And I'm going to tell you, that's me. The Father has been with me since as long as I can remember. And I've done some things and I've fallen into some things, and he's always been right there by my side. I wrote a song once, and my ex-girlfriend, Jo Levette, you'll see her on my page, Jo Levette, and my baby girl, Jelly Bean. Jo Levette recorded the song with me called Been So Good. And it's a true song. Very, very true. That the Father has been so good to us. He's been better to us than we've been to ourselves. Never have I felt a love so strong. So, when I was young, he was with me. I'm older, he's still with me. And when I get older than this yet, he'll still be with me. I just pray that, I make it through this onslaught that's coming. And but if I should happen to fall in the field as a soldier and a warrior, I know when I wake up on the other side, I'll be with him in Abraham's bosom. He is merciful and lendeth, and his seed is blessed. Depart from evil and do good, and dwell forevermore. Okay, look. Depart from evil and do good, and dwell forevermore. Esdras 7:21. Every soul before it comes into the body is told what to do to see life and not to see the punishment. Okay? It folds back in on itself. He is merciful and lendeth, and his seed is blessed. Depart from evil and do good, and dwell forevermore. For the Lord loved judgment, and he forsakes not his saints. They are preserved forever, but the seed of the wicked shall be cut off. The mouth of the righteous shall inherit the land and dwell therein forever. The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh judgment. The law of his God is in his mind. None of his steps shall slide. Right? Who keeps saying that we don't have to keep the law anymore? I keep hearing people say that they don't have to keep. It's right here in Psalms. You got to keep it. Maybe an ordinance or so, or this was done away, but he didn't do away with his law when he got up on that cross. All Christ had was the law and the prophets. You even read that in the New Testament with the rich man and Lazarus. The rich man is laying over there. He sees Lazarus over in Abraham's bosom, and he's like, send Lazarus over here with some water because I'm thirsty in this heat. Like, boy, like you still got some power. You ain't alive. You don't run nothing in here but your mouth. And Abraham showed mercy. He says, well, unfortunately, Lazarus can't come over there. Plus there's this huge gulf in between us. I can't get there. You can't come here. And he's like, well, send him off and tell him to go tell my brothers. Don't do the things that I did so they don't come here. And Abraham was, still being cool with him. Well, unfortunately, that's not going to happen, man, because they've got the law and the prophets. And if they don't believe the law and the prophets, then why would they believe somebody who came back from the dead? Right there in the New Testament, the law and the prophets. You got the Torah and the Tanakh. Right there in the New Testament. In the New Testament, there was no New Testament when Christ was walking. They were teaching the law and the prophets. Okay? So, the law of his God is in his mind. It's not in your heart. Your heart doesn't know anything. None of his steps shall slide. The wicked watcheth the righteous and seeks to slay him. See, remember that, mishpachah. They're watching every step you make. Their plan has always been to kill us. But listen, that's a spirit that's making men behave this way. And can only control that in evil men. A man of God, unless he drops his guard and solely sells himself out, he's not going to kill you. He will not take the life of another man of God. But a evil man with no spirit of God can be easily controlled by demonic forces. And he can be caused to take your life. Okay? So the wicked watcheth the righteous, and he seeks to slay him. The Lord will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. Wait on the Lord and keep his way. And he shall exalt thee to inherit the land when the wicked shall be cut off. Thou shalt see it. He's telling you right here. Wait on the Father and keep his way, and he will exalt you to inherit the land. And when the wicked is cut off, you're going to see it. Okay? That could even go back to something that I said earlier. The wealth of the wicked is stored. The wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous. When things kick off, you could be running through the woods somewhere and stumble upon somebody's prepper bunker and fall into it and be like, "Oh, and there's the Father right there. Cut off the wicked for you to inherit that." Okay. I've seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. He passed away, and lo, he was not. Yea, I sought him, but he could not be found. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. But the transgressors, should they be destroyed together, the end of the wicked shall be cut off. See, there's a lake of fire. They're not going to live forever. They're going to go up. Remember I told you about the fat, when the fat of the meat hits the fire on the spit, it just goes, and it's smoke. Okay? When he says cut off, that's what he's talking about. It's gone. Over. No more. All right? But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord, and he is their strength in the time of trouble. There's going to be some trouble, right? And the Lord shall help them and deliver them, and he shall deliver them from the wicked and save them, because they trust him. So you got to put yourself into a place where you trust the Lord. Now listen, this is the time of the end. We're going to wrap it up right here. I love you, mishpachah. I had to bring this to you. This is critical. End time. We got to get ready. Now listen. And at that time Michael shall stand up, the great ruler who stands for the sons of your people. And there shall be a time of distress, such as not been from the beginning of a nation until that time. And at that time your people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. So you want to make sure you get your name written in the book. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Because if you don't, you're going to be tormented, and it's going to be really, really, really bad for you. Okay? And many of those sleeping in the earth's dust shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to reproaches and to everlasting loathing. Okay? But those who act wisely shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and those turning away to righteousness as the star, and those turning many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. And so you're saying right here that those turning many to righteousness, that's like cats like who are out here preaching and teaching the word, out here trying to get you to get your life together and get your head in the book so that you can get your name written in the book. Okay? Some of us out here teaching, even we're not going to make it. Okay? Because I'm going to tell you this, somebody's going to get caught in a sin and they're going to die in it. So you got to make sure that you stay on deck and on point all the time. You can never think, well, man, I'm going to go do this one thing. Nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to know. You see, look, when you do things like that, you act as though you have a hidden treasure. And when you think you have hidden treasure, you'll do wild things. And then what happens if you just so happen to die in that little moment? Then everything that you did is lost. The scriptures say willful sin is loss of sacrifice. You're lost. You lose everything because you died in sin. Don't take the chance. Men are always to pray. You be repenting all day long if necessary for the things that you do. I do. I say and do some dumb things sometimes. And then I sit back and I check myself. Why did I say that? Man, Father, forgive me. I'm sorry. I'm always checking myself. To be nice to people who don't be nice to me. Trying to find a way to always love somebody who doesn't love me. And people do wicked things, and half of them don't even know they're doing a wicked thing. And so you can't get mad at them. You got to get mad at the spirit behind them that's making them do that. And so that's why I try to stay in love, because I know a lot of people don't even know half the stuff they do. And so I use myself as an example. Like, look, if I do something to you, let me know so I can fix it, right? See, that's a teaching moment. I'm teaching you how to fix you by using me as the example. Listen, if I do something to you, come tell me, because I might. And if I do, then just let me know so I can fix it. I want to, fix my behavior. See, I don't want to go down like this. So if I do something, let me know so I can fix it. Especially if you're my brother or my sister, tell me. We're not supposed to hold those kind of grudges against one another. Anyway, right? So let me know so I can fix it, because that helps me. See, steel sharpens steel. That helps me realize what's going on with me so I don't do that again. Right? If I step in crap, I don't want to step in crap every time. I want to make sure that my steps are ordered. I don't want to step in crap, so let me know, right? He says, and those who act wisely shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and those turning many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. But you, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book to the end time. Now, many shall travel back and forth, and knowledge shall be increased. Well, how many planes we got? We got planes in the air right now. Hundreds of thousands of planes flying back and forth right now, right? I'm talking to you right now with a technology that puts it in your hands in a split second, right? That knowledge has been. They couldn't do this 30 years ago. This internet was not like this 30 years ago. Knowledge has been increased. People are running to and fro. Knowledge has been increased. These are the times. If you think they're not, then how was he able to write this almost 2,000 years ago for it to be relevant in your world today? You just think that we arbitrarily just happened here, just as oops. Oh wow, man! Look! We somehow ended up with what the book said. That's a prophecy that came true. Many shall travel back and forth. That's a prophecy. Knowledge shall be increased. That came true. Okay. And I, Daniel, looked, and behold, another two stood there. This one on this side of the edge of the river, and one on that side of the river's edge. And one said to the man clothed in linen, who was on the waters, wasn't standing in them, he was standing on the waters of the river, until when is the end of these wonders? And I heard the man clothed in linen, who was on the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand to the heavens, and he swore by him who lives forever, that it shall be a feast. Feasts, and half of the next feast, when they have made an end of the scattering of the power of the holy people. and all these things shall be finished. And I heard, but I did not understand. And I said, O Master, what shall be the end of these things? You know, I did this earlier. Let me see if I still have it up, and if I can bring it to you. Did I cancel it and take it all away? I think I may have canceled it and taken it all away. Let me see if I can bring this up, if I still have it, because I did this earlier, and when I did the numbers and I pulled it up, I didn't believe what I was seeing. I'm not even going to get to what I even came in here for, so we're going to have to save that for another time. But let's see if I can. No, I don't have it any longer. I should have saved it when I had it. But anyway, here's what it is. I ran the numbers because, you know, when you read different books, this times, and let me see, feast. Where is it? Okay, feasts, and half to the next feast. Okay. Another time you have somewhere that says, like, you know, 1,200, 300, something, 35 years or something, days. And another one has like 1,290 days or whatever. Oh, no, here it is right here. There it is right there. Okay, all right, let me get there. And when they had made an end of the scattering of the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished. And I heard, but did not understand. And I said, O Master, what shall be the end of these things? And he said, Go, Daniel, for the words are closed and sealed up until the end time. Many shall be purified and made white and refined, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall discern, but the wise shall discern. Okay, here, I'm getting there now. Now here it is. And from the time of the continual sacrifice, and from the time the continual sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that desolates set up, there shall be 1,290 days. So I wrote that down. Blessed is he who waits and reaches to the 1,335 days. So I wrote that down. But you go on to the end, for you shall rest and stand for your lot at the end of the days. Okay, so in other words, Daniel, you're gonna die, and you're gonna rest. Okay, you're gonna be out of the world, so there'll be no more challenges for you. You'll be at rest at that point, right? And that's gonna be laying in the dust. You'll be, you know, with everybody else waiting for us to finish doing what we're doing here in the land of the living. So, I ran the numbers, right? Because I wanted to know. I didn't want to go and ask anybody or whatever. I got on Google, I got on Amazon, I got on Wikipedia, I broke out the Merriam-Webster dictionary, I got busy, and I came up with 3.5 years. Okay? Those times brought up about 3.5 years. Once it all starts cracking off, it's going to be about a 3 to 4 year period that we're going to be going through that trouble. Okay? And a lot of people aren't going to make it through 3.5 years. All right? So I wanted to bring that to you, mishpachah, and let you know that there is a sense of urgency. If you are playing and if you're on the fence, you either need to, like my grandma used to say, shit or get off the pot. You need to make it real or go make a deal. Because you can't serve two masters. You're either going to get in on this side and be for real about it, you know, or you're just going to go ahead and keep living your life, and you're just going to, you know, take the mark of the beast and just go with it, right? You'll be one of those that turn on your own family and all of that old madness, right? But you're going to have to make a choice, because it's going to come down to a point where you won't be able to buy or sell. You're going to be hungry. You're not going to be able to eat. I mean, your food provisions are going to run out, and a lot of people are going to walk into a FEMA camp, or you're gonna take the mark so that you can buy or sell. You know, and for the people who want and who won't, and those that get rounded up, you know, they've got a lot of fresh little toys to try to torture you with, and make you speak or make you, you know, convert. Because just like in the days of Islam, you convert or die. You either convert or get your head chopped off. When the Muslims came through and they took over an area, you either converted to Islam or you died. And Islam said that they're when they come to America, they're going to do that again. You're going to convert or you're going to die. There's going to be a new world religion and you're going to have to pick it up. There's going to be a new world currency and you're going to have to pick it up. Or you're not going to be able to operate in that society. It's going to be a time like never before, mishpachah. And a lot of you aren't ready for this. You're living comfortably in these cities. And you think this is all going to go on and it's never going to end. But when it happens, it's going to be so abrupt, it's going to wreck your whole ship. And I hope that you can be like me and just like look over your shoulder, look back at all this good stuff you got and be like, okay, I'm out of here. Man, I'll walk away from all of this. Somebody will walk up here and they'll be like, man, I done hit the jackpot. You know what? Yeah, you have, partner. Yeah, you hit the damn jackpot. But between my life and this, I'm out, baby. I am out. You can have it all. I won't even set the house on fire. I'll let you have it because this is nothing. You see, the Father said in his word, there is not anything that a man has given up for me that I have not given back to him 100-fold. Mother, father, houses, whatever. I've done it. Custom made pianos. And when the Father gave it all back to me, it's like it's this. All the way down. And you, some of you know me, I'm free. I gave up a pair of funky roller skates. I got a great pair of roller skates in there now. But you see, when I was at Motown, and the Father asked me, he said, who are you gonna? He put me in a point, and it said, what you gonna do? Your mission at Motown now is over. What are you going to do? Is it me or is it them? What do you want? Me or them? And I had to make a choice. And when I made that choice, I had to walk away from everything. I had to walk away. I left behind everything. Custom made pianos. Rolled all the way down to a pair of roller skates. Walked away from everything. And when he saw that I was serious and I walked away, now listen, those next 4 years weren't easy. But when he started giving me stuff back and when he settled me again here in Northern California, and started giving me things back and started letting me build a life for myself, he started giving me things back and I got it all back and then some, all the way back to a funky pair of roller skates. Okay. I've always wanted a mirror like that. Okay. And I've had a few of them. I've always wanted a mirror like that. See that mirror on my wall? And I've had a few of them, but I've never had one like that. I've always wanted one like that. And so I had said to the Father, I want this kind of setup, right? I didn't know when I would ever get it, but one day I was sitting back and I was praying. I said, you know what, man, I can't wait until you finish building the studio so I could do it. And he was like, what do you mean wait and finish? Man, you got everything. And I started and I stopped and I looked around and I was like, you know what, you're right. It's all here. That hadn't even dawned on me. Yeah, I was talking to nephew Mike about that. I was in Southern California at the time, and I was like, man, I can't wait until the studio is finished. And the Father's like, what do you mean? It is finished. You got everything. Get busy. Yeah. So anyway, mishpachah, thank you for this time hanging out with me. I'm glad that you did. And I just know that we're going to make it. We're going to be all right. But you got to get on your P's and Q's. And you got to start getting your thing on, and you got to start getting busy, because if you are comfortable, now is the time to get uncomfortable. If you are attached to your stuff, then you need to find a way to become unattached to your stuff, because there might come a time and a day when you have to walk away. And the question is, can you just walk away from stuff? I got $3,000 drum set behind me, $3,000 keyboard in front of me, guitars and basses. I got about 40 grand worth of crap sitting in here. Right? Can you just get up and walk away? Remember when the fire hit, people was like, what are you going to do with your stuff, man? I'm like, look, man, if I come back and it's all melted, it's just melted. It's just stuff. It doesn't mean that much to me like this. These are just tools. Look, I'll use this crap as long as I can use it. until it's time to go. And if I got to break out and walk away before I sell it, well, I just walk away. It's not that serious. I would rather leave with my life than lose it trying to defend this crap. You know, you can have it, baby. I'm out. Take the whole damn house. I'll see you later. I got my bug out bag and my bike and I'm gone. So anyway, I just wanted to say that, family, and come to you. And we didn't even get to the real stuff I wanted to get to. I got some other things that I want to talk to you about, which has to do with the relevance of your children in school and how they're using that to control their thinking. But we'll get to that next time, okay? I just want to say I love you. Keep your head up. Israel, get ready, because the end is soon to be here, and we got to be on point like PowerPoint when we make it out of this joint.